There's never been a more important time to make sure facts and the truth are driving conversation. Washington Week is an island of civil discourse in a chaotic media environment. On Friday nights, we gather the best reporters in the nation to unpack what's really happening and have a conversation that's not about point of view, but about informing the American people.
Washington Week.
All new Friday night at 7 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
AJ's Fine Foods, offering gourmet appetizers, fine wines for entertaining, and decadent desserts for all your special occasions. Find 10 Valley locations at ajsfinefoods.com. AJ's, purveyors of fine foods.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
The Pentagon halts 3 border wall projects along the U.S.-Mexico border due to a lack of funds. We'll tell you what that could mean for us.
Plus, students and teachers unite to share messages of hope with those struggling with depression in the classroom.
And how one group is planting seeds to bring health care to farmers living in southern Arizona.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Marcella Bayeto.
And I'm Jordan Elder. Thank you for joining us.
Our big story tonight, battle over the border. According to a court filing, the Department of Defense recently announced they will not be proceeding with 3 border wall projects located in both California and Arizona because they ran out of money.
This coming after the DoD diverted $3.6 billion earlier this month from military construction projects to fund added barriers along the southern border. Cronkite News reporter Frankie McLister breaks down the unfunded projects in our state. Frankie?
In February, President Trump declared a national emergency in order to take funds from other projects and agencies and use it to build a brand new border wall. According to court filings involving the Department of Defense, 3 of those are located on Arizona's southern border, and those got approved just last month. So let me go ahead and show you where those projects take place. 2 over in the southwestern corner of the state in Yuma, and 1 over in the southeast corner of the state in Tucson. Per the Secretary of Defense, here's a breakdown of how those projects would exactly take shape. Originally, the DoD had a contract with the U.S. Army Corps Engineers for $400 million, which would have added an additional 20 miles of a border barrier. And after contract negotiations, USAC found there wasn't enough money to take on these 3 projects. Cronkite News, we reached out to the Department of Defense, and in a statement they told us, quote, given the lack of anticipated savings, the department cannot pursue these 3 additional projects at this time. However, USAC is still on track to complete the original 129 miles of border barrier as requested by DHS and CBP and approved by the Secretary of Defense. We're looking deeper into how funding is being distributed and moved in order to build the president's proposed border wall. In the studio, Frankie McLister for Cronkite News.
Developing now, Arizona health officials have confirmed 3 cases of vaping-related illnesses in our state, all 3 in Maricopa County. The patients were hospitalized and have since been released. This comes as a 7th person has died in the U.S. from lung disease linked to vaping. It happened in California. Health officials there say it's the 2nd vaping-related death in that state. The CDC and state health departments are investigating the outbreak. Yesterday, the governor of California signed an executive order directing the state to begin a public awareness campaign about the dangers of vaping.
Let's just dispense with any niceties. You don't have bubblegum flavored, mango flavored tobacco products unless you're trying to target an audience that you were losing. That's young people.
No specific substance or vape product has been linked to all cases. However, vaping devices containing both nicotine and cannabinoid substances have been identified in the ongoing investigation.
Today, students and teen suicide prevention advocates gathered at the Arizona State Capitol for a demonstration of hope. It's part of a Teen Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Delaney White was at the event this morning. Delaney?
This morning, high school students from 11 different schools across the valley came together to support each other in a unique way. They created a Connection of Hope paper chain.
School has always been a safe space for me, but I recognize that not everybody feels that way, or sometimes they just feel down. Everybody has their own problems, and I just want to help and try for like others and my other peers to feel the same.
Kimberly Sanchez helped create the paper chain containing more than 13,000 links. Each link contains a handwritten message of hope to help students who may be struggling with depression.
With our Valley Schools, what we asked is anyone who wanted to participate that they create paper chains of hope. We gave them a template, and from there we wanted students to create encouraging messages of hope that allowed them as time went on, that students would be able to rip them off when they needed to, when they needed a good word, an encouraging word after a rough day, something like that, but it was also to represent the schools supporting each other.
Teen Lifeline challenged high schools to see who could create the most messages of hope. As a reward, 3 $1,000 prizes were awarded to the top participating schools. The prize money will be used to create long-term demonstrations of hope at the winning schools. But for the students who participated, the project wasn't about winning.
I think the chains will just bring like just better energy and like more, hopefully more willingness from their from their scholars to actually come to school, because they know that there's efforts being made for their students to be like happy and for them to feel at home and like just like they belong at school.
Teen Lifeline, as well as other agencies working to prevent teen suicide, plan to visit 32 schools in 30 days during September. This month was declared Teen Suicide Prevention Awareness Month in Arizona by Governor Doug Ducey. In the studio, Delaney White, Cronkite News.
A new report by Education Week ranks Arizona in the bottom 5 states for quality of public school education. The independent news organization's annual report gave Arizona a D+, ranking 46th out of 50 states and the District of Columbia. A similar analysis by WalletHub reports Arizona ranks last for the highest pupil-to-teacher ratio, 34th for school safety, and 48th for its high dropout rate.
Fear of deportation is keeping some Arizona residents from seeing a doctor.
But 5 regional health centers are working to change that and find ways to keep people healthier.
Cronkite News reporter Annika Abbott joins us now.
Annika, you got a chance to look into one of those programs in Cochise County.
CHEC, a health education center in southeast Arizona, has helped transform the colonia of Winchester Heights by teaching its residents to help one another. It may come as no surprise to you that over 90% of farm worker patients are Hispanic. Overwhelmingly, the top diagnosis for these patients deal with weight-related issues and hypertension. With over 70% of farm workers living below the poverty line, experts say socioeconomic levels and the lack of healthcare access may exacerbate the issue. In Winchester Heights, a handful of people gather in a one-room building reminiscent of a schoolhouse. And in a way, it is. Together, they're learning how to tackle one of the biggest issues in rural areas, access to health care. CHEC, an organization working to bring health services to more people, built the new community center to help the mainly Latino neighborhood, especially local farm workers.
Particularly precarious with farm workers is the type of labor they're involved in, if it's shift work versus ongoing or formal employment. And so some people might have health insurance and health coverage and others may not.
A U.S. Department of Labor survey finds that 53% of farm workers are uninsured. And even if they do have health insurance, the ratio of people to primary care doctors in rural areas is 2,500 to 1.
It's not saying necessarily that we don't have enough health professionals. It's saying that they're not distributed well throughout the country.
Public health expert Jill Guernsey-Dezapian says fear of immigration authorities leads many Latino farm workers to skip seeing a doctor, even if they are legally documented. But there are still more barriers to health care.
But the problem really is more the access to services because of the long hours that people are working in.
To reach Latino farm workers, public health students from the University of Arizona trained a team of neighborhood health educators, or promotoras de salud. Promotoras go door to door in this colonia to teach their neighbors about better nutrition, exercise, and even how to protect themselves against skin cancer.
Y entonces ella dijo, estoy agradecida porque...
And then she told me, I am so grateful because I didn't know, but now I know that you have to wear a hat.
Most farm workers in the area are employed at Nature Sweet Farms, less than 10 minutes up the road. 400 people work in this tomato plant. The majority of them work here in the greenhouses, and almost 95% of them speak Spanish primarily. Latino farm workers say the community center and promotoras have made an impact on their health.
It would be good to help with work and for the people to learn more.
CHEC coordinator Linda Cifuentes says promotoras may be a good solution to a common rural health problem.
So I see them as pivotal in other communities who are in the same situation where they don't have support from their local governments or local agencies.
CHEC hopes to turn the center fully over to the community next year. CHEC has been training promotoras de salud since 2013 with the help of interns from the University of Arizona, Mel and Enid Zuckerman College of Public Health. Live in the studio, Annika Abbott, Cronkite News.
Up ahead on Cronkite News, how 911 dispatchers are using an innovative new way to de-stress. I'll have reactions from Phoenix PD and from 911 dispatchers up ahead after the break.
And our Washington Bureau hits the streets in D.C. to see how many people know their civics on this Constitution Day.
Millions of people die every year from drinking dirty water. I would never have felt I had the ability to do something without ASU pushing me. We built filtration systems out of local materials with the people. To see those kids drink clean water for the first time, it's the most rewarding feeling that you can ever have. I went to ASU because I wanted to change the world. The thing I never would have expected is how the world would have changed me.
What happens during a 911 call can be stressful for police communication operators.
That's why the city of Phoenix created a space for dispatchers to decompress.
Reporter Andrew Christensen shows us around the quiet room. Andrew?
I went to the Phoenix Police Department to get an inside look at the quiet room that is dedicated to police communication officers and learned how silence can impact mental health. Silence. Part of a new therapeutic room Phoenix PD has dedicated to communications operators to help them deal with stress after they take 911 calls. Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego attended a dedication ceremony to thank operators for their service.
They save lives in our community. We are better off because of the important work they do, and today is a wonderful opportunity for us to say thank you.
Police Chief Jerry Williams described the transformation of what used to be a copy room and talked about the difference the quiet room will make.
When you go into the call center can be very busy and very stressful for my employees. And just that chance and that opportunity just to take a couple of seconds, as you mentioned, Mayor, just to go in and just take a little breather and take a little me time is going to make a tremendous difference.
Phoenix PD contacted the Rotary Club to make the quiet room possible, asking them how they could bring their mission of peace to communications operators.
I believe that every act of service, whether it's by a communication officer or by one of us here in this room, it's an act of peace. Peace is a big deal to us.
Communications operator Olga Valenzuela says that she used to cope with stress after a 911 call by having someone walk with her outside. But she says she's thankful to have a more private space.
It kind of helps us to kind of go over the call that we went and kind of decompress a little bit and kind of like, okay, take a big breath and okay, let's move on and go back to work.
Currently, Phoenix PD has more than 250 communications officers and is looking to hire 25 more. In the Media Center, Andrew Christensen, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Department of Health Services has received a more than $10 million grant to improve maternal health care in the state. Arizona is one of 9 states to get the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services grant, which will be distributed over the next 5 years. The funds will help with a shortage of medical professionals who can provide prenatal care to areas without access.
Today is National Constitution and Citizenship Day. Governor Doug Ducey is celebrating by noting Arizona's leadership in making a citizenship test a requirement for graduation in Arizona high schools. Over 30 other states have passed similar laws since Arizona became the first to do so in 2015. But just because there's a test doesn't mean all Americans have learned the answers. Some had trouble coming up with any of the answers when we asked.
That's what Cronkite News reporter Hannah Ehrlich found when she took to the streets of Washington today to see just how well people know their civics.
The Constitution is enshrined here inside the National Archives in Washington, but outside the archives,
executive branch. Speaker of the House? No, that's not right either, is it? Executive branch. Help me out here.
David Hayes was one of several tourists I quizzed about the Constitution and other documents today on Constitution and Citizenship Day, the day 237 years ago when the Constitution was signed and sent to the states for ratification.
It created the national government. It gave it certain powers. It divided up those powers into the legislative branch, Congress, the executive branch, the president and other departments, and the judicial branch, the Supreme Court and such lower courts that Congress has created.
While Hayes struggled with the branches of government, some of the folks we stopped nailed it.
Who is in charge of the executive branch?
President.
Shapiro says knowing the Constitution is more than just a quiz game. It can help citizens protect their rights.
One way to cure what ails the body politic is to rebalance our powers, to observe the Constitution better, to read it, and to understand what it does and doesn't give the federal government, as opposed to the states or localities, the power to do.
Not all civic questions are so weighty, like naming the national anthem. You can name the national anthem, right?
I keep thinking, oh, kids say, can you see? But I don't think that's the title.
It is the Stars and Stripes. No, yeah. No, I don't know. We hear it at every hockey game.
Outside the National Archives, Hannah Ehrlich, Cronkite News.
After yesterday's showers, when can we expect some more monsoon rain in the valley? And we finally get a break from the triple-digit temps. And I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Cronkite Noticias is the Spanish-speaking division of Cronkite News, covering topics such as economics, education, sustainability, immigration, and border relations. Cronkite Noticias strives to serve the Spanish-speaking community in Arizona. Under the guidance of prominent Spanish-speaking professionals, students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism develop content for our broadcast partner, Univision, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. Explore Cronkite Noticias at cronkitenoticias.azpbs.org.
Stay in the know on the go. At Cronkite News, we work hard to report the facts and keep you updated, whether we're on set or on the scene.
Taking it from the studio to the field. So I'm here in South Phoenix.
In Phoenix, we're just a click away. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or find us online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Right now, the U.S. Forest Service is seeking proposals to thin out large patches of forests in Arizona to help prevent wildfires. As part of the 4 Forest Restoration Initiative, they're gathering proposals on clearing trees on over 1,200 square miles. Across 4 different national forests, progress has been slow so far. The Forest Service planned to have 78 square miles of forest thinned out every year, but so far has only averaged a third of that number.
You can find them across Arizona, and now scientists are trying to figure out how topography and the climate affect saguaro cactuses by analyzing 48 years of data. Findings in the journal Ecosphere show saguaros are essential throughout our state and northwestern Mexico in providing food and a habitat for a number of species. Prior research revealed saguaros would spread during wet periods and die off during droughts and deep freezes. But when the authors studied more than 5,800 saguaros in Tucson, they found both local topography and climate conditions created pockets with differing growth and survival patterns. This report is a part of Covering Climate Now, a global collaboration of more than 250 news outlets to strengthen climate coverage. Check out more from our public media partners in our Elemental Covering Sustainability collaboration at elementalreports.com.
As the summer winds down, Arizonans are looking forward to a bit of relief from the heat. So how about a bit of snow? New images shared on social media show snow falling along the California-Nevada line late yesterday. It's part of a cold front surging across Nevada right now. And we have Millard Thomas here joining us, and he is going to let us know if there's any fall weather coming our way.
Well, unfortunately, there will be no snow, but we might see some rain tomorrow night. But first, let's start with your Tuesday weather report. So, as you guys are getting off work, temperatures right now are going to be sitting at 98 degrees. And if you guys plan to hit that Taco Tuesday tonight at the D-backs game, temperatures are going to be sitting at 95 before they drop all the way down to 91 at around 9 p.m. Now let's see the highs tomorrow across the valley. As you see, average temperature around this time of year is 100 degrees. Phoenix, 103, so we're going to be above temperature. Surprise, 100 degrees. And then if you guys want to escape the heat, go up north. As you see, 96 in Cave Creek. That's going to be your cool spot today. Now let's look ahead at tomorrow's day planner for Wednesday. So when you guys wake up in the morning, temperatures are going to be cool, sitting about 84 degrees, and then they're going to climb all the way up to 100 around 2 for topping off at 99 at 6. Now, as I mentioned earlier, tomorrow night on Wednesday, we're going to have a chance of rain, and temperatures are going to be sitting at a high of 103. Thursday and Friday, temperatures are going to drop to 101 on Thursday and then 97 on Friday. Let's see how the rest of your weekend is going to look. As you see on Friday, as you see on Saturday, we're going to have 97 on Saturday, still sunny. And then on Sunday, we're going to have a low cloud coverage sitting at 99. Then over the next 2 days, an ugly thunderstorm is going to come in, rear its head. And as you see with the temperatures, we're going to have 95 on Monday, and the temperatures are going to drop all the way below 90 on Tuesday. I'm Millard Thomas with your Cronkite News Weather Watch.
Up next, before the NHL season kicks off, meet the newest member of the Arizona Coyotes pack. So cute.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Welcome to another edition of Cronkite Sports Now. I'm Taylor Rocha. Let's talk sports.
For the latest on local sports and beyond, we've got you covered.
Let's do this thing.
We challenge reporters to go beyond, a game story. We want stories with depth.
It's just a crucial step from the college experience into the professional experience while you're still in school.
At Cronkite Sports Now, watch the journalists of tomorrow cover sports today.
As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night.
The song came from my mother's fear. You're going out on the road and these girls are coming up and to you, and he wrote, I walk the line. I'm going to stay true to you.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
As the Arizona Coyotes gear up for their upcoming season, they've signed a new member to their pack. Cronkite News reporter Lindsay Amundsen introduces us to the latest addition that's getting a lot of attention.
It's time to meet Luna, a black, furry, four-legged lab. She's not known for her skating or puck handling, but she's already captured the hearts of the Coyotes organization. The team will help train Luna in basic obedience, socialization skills, and proper service dog etiquette throughout the season. Once Luna's ready, she'll find a forever home with a veteran in need.
First and foremost, the giving back to a veteran. We're a community-focused organization, which is very important to us. But the second is just office morale. There's just a whole new vibe in the office, and everybody's super excited in the morning when Luna comes in. And the players in the locker room, too, they've been begging to see her.
Luna is part of the National Assistance Dogs Incorporated program, a nonprofit founded by Andrew Armstrong after he saw the positive impact his service dog Schmitty made.
Veterans that were coming home, my friends that were coming home from war, he almost drew them in. They wanted to be around him a lot. So I saw that and I wanted to get that back.
The service dogs are trained to help their person with anything from mobility assistance, retrieving items, and improving mental health.
Good boy.
And these guys and girls fight for us, and they come back and they're struggling, so they can connect to a service dog sometimes better than just people. So being a part of giving them independence to go out in public again is just the best thing ever.
Natty hopes that Luna will help bring awareness to the need for service dogs. With the costs up to $20,000 and years on a wait list, Natty is trying to make service dogs more accessible for veterans.
They stay at their home, they come to class for 12 to 24 months, and then we place them. So it's something that the public can get involved in, and it's really awesome to have somebody like the Coyotes helping with that.
But for now, Luna will spend her days with Cook at the Coyotes home games, team events, and getting socialized into many different environments. And although she won't be scoring any goals for the Coyotes, she's sure to have a big impact on the team this season. In the Broadcast Center, Lindsay Amundsen, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, a lawsuit claims that the state is not properly funding school construction and maintenance projects. And a look at Arizona's role in the history of country music. It's on the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour, on the ground in Israel after a critical vote. That's Tuesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
On country music, the birth of bluegrass.
I mean, how many people can say this man right here started a whole new genre of music? Bill Monroe did that.
And the life of the hillbilly Shakespeare, Hank Williams.
It all begins with a song. Songs are the magic carpets that change things. The world changed because of Hank Williams' song.
When country music continues.